Now, I recently made a video on my first experience playing a bunch of the Hunt games, and well, it was definitely quite the experience. Now, with the release of the Hunt, this has sparked a lot of controversy. Some people like it, some people don't. Which one is it? Is it good or is it bad for the platform? Now, when they were first leaking the Hunt, people at first thought it was going to be the first Roblox egg hunt in a while. You know, it's been around 4 years since the last Roblox egg hunt, and yes, we did have Metaverse Champions, but not really many people like that. And some people are even saying that Metaverse Champions is better than Roblox The Hunt. Now, I don't know if I'd go that far. I personally see a lot more fun and interest in Roblox The Hunt. Now, I did go into detail a little bit in my previous video. Make sure you check that out. I actually went and played a lot of the games, so it was definitely a worthy experience, and I think it was pretty fun and funny to experience some of these games. Now, I still have a lot more to go. I haven't played all these games yet, and I'm probably not going to, and that's not because I'm not interested in the event. It's just a lot to do. There's a lot of games to play. We have around 100 different games that we can play, which is much more than Metaverse Champions, which some people were complaining about this, but I think this is a way better thing that there's more variety and more games to play. It takes a lot more time to actually get all the exclusive items, but it's just a lot more variety. And I want to go into my first and main opinions on Roblox The Hunt. Now, my first and main argument on why this is a great feature is because it's mainly for the Roblox developers. Now, this doesn't really affect the users. I think this is a great event for Roblox developers, meaning because all the developers who participated in Roblox The Hunt are getting more engagement and more players than they ever have before because of this. And obviously that's very, very beneficial for each and every single one of these developers who made these games, because that means they're bringing in more players, more engagement, and more money! Money. Which is obviously really good for Roblox developers. Now you may be like, well, I'm just a damn player. How is this beneficial to me? Now, I think this is most beneficial for new players on Roblox, not necessarily old players. So if you are a new player or a free-to-play player on Roblox who doesn't really want to spend any money, this is a great feature to unlock 5 new items. Now, you may not like the way they look, but they're rare, and you can kind of show them off that you own this in the next month or so when this is discontinued. And also, one of the main benefits in this is that you get to try out 100 games, pretty much forced to try out, and I think that's a very good thing for finding some good games on Roblox if you're struggling to find any, which definitely can be hard on Roblox's discovery page. I mean, don't get me started on that shit. Now, I also think this is a very good feature for people who are stuck with only playing one Roblox game. Maybe they don't really know what game to play next, and let's just say they only play Roblox Arsenal and they don't really know what games to play next. This is also just a very good feature on finding new games to play. Yes, you might not like the game on here, but I think it's definitely good to at least try out some of these games. You might actually find one of your favorite games through this, and I think that's a very good feature for this. Now, yes, there's a lot of good and bad when it comes to the Hunt, I will admit. Let's get started with some of the games on here. Yes, there is some not that well-made games on here. A lot of the games on here are pretty well-made, but there's also some underwhelming games on here, I will admit. And some people are talking shit about oh, yes, they have so many games, but this brings in so many dog shit games. So many of these games suck complete asshole. And also, one of the #1 complaints is some of these games are a little too grindy to get the Hunt badge. And I will admit that this is the case for some of these games. Some people thought that Blade Ball was a bit grindy, and sometimes some people have to do 100 matches, which is crazy. I even found that Sonic Speed Simulator took me 30 minutes to do. That's not too long, but a lot of people want to do these pretty quickly. I don't think it's necessarily that bad of a thing, and I think that most of these games are not that hard. Some people argue that Doors is too hard. Some people say Steep Steps is too hard. My personal experience, I thought that nothing was really hard out of this. As far as Steep Steps goes, they even decided to nerf it for you guys, so you guys cannot be complaining, alright? So my personal opinion, I don't think any of these events are hard at all. As far as all the ones I've played, none of these have been difficult. I think all of these are relatively easy to do, and I think anybody, including their mom, can probably finish a lot of these Hunt quests. Now, as far as the Hunt quest variety goes, how good are these Hunt quests in these experiences? Are they lazy? Are they good? And I would say for the most part, a lot of them are good. They're perfectly fine. They either require you to progress in the game, which is perfectly fine, or maybe they add a brand new event like doors with a brand new floor or steep steps with a brand new mountain. Some of the developers put a lot more effort than others, I will admit. Let's talk about Muscle Legends, where you only need to get 500 strength, which you can literally just use this code right here to get 1.5k, so you can complete that within a split second. Now, I'm not complaining because, hey, I was trying to build up my badges on here, so I was like, hey, that's an easy badge to get the items I want, so hey, I wasn't complaining. Now let's talk about the hunt item. There's 5 available items for free that you can get by completing 95 total quest badges, but if you just want to get them all or you like the way they look, it's completely free, but it just requires a bit of a grind, but I do think it's cool that these 5 right here are completely free. Let's not talk about the Battle Pass paid options up here, which is equal to 800, which is $10 to buy. Or you can get the free $10 if you buy ROBLOX Deathwalker, which is a solid, let's show this here, a solid, oh, it's too much money that it breaks my game and causes its error. But we go here and look, it is a solid 30,000 Robux, which is equal to $300. And I will admit, there's a lot of expensive stuff on Roblox. This is not the first time Roblox has done this. Even the first ROBLOX is 17,000, which has been on the platform since like 2009. It's not a surprise that Roblox made something more expensive than this. I mean, even Headless Horseman is incredibly expensive, yet gets so many sales. So I guess this is not a complaint for a lot of spoiled brats out there who are willing to spend $300 on Roblox just to get this Deathwalker. And I guarantee you some people are gonna buy this package, never use it, but just to get the free $10 worth of Robux to unlock the gold path. And even if you do end up unlocking the gold path, you still have to complete all 95 quests to get all 5 items. But as far as items go, I think they're perfectly fine. I think all of them look decent. I think the wings are super cool. Like, look at these wings right here. I think they're pretty cool. They glow. So I wouldn't complain about the way they look. I think they do look pretty cool, if I'm being completely honest. But do I think it's worth grinding nearly 100 games in order to unlock them? I would say yes and no. It depends on how much free time you have. If you have all the time in the world, then I'd say yes. But if you don't have much time, I would say no. It isn't too hard to unlock the first 2 and maybe 3, but going for all 5 items is definitely a fucking grind, I will admit. And to be fair, I won't be using any of these items, though I think it is just cool to collect them and just to own them and say I did that. Because you gotta think, in the next month or so, these items are never gonna be coming back. They're gonna be rare, super rare items that people might even be willing to buy your account for. So you gotta keep that in mind. Use your brain here. Now, as far as egg hunt goes, yes, this is not an egg hunt, but does it compete with an egg hunt? I would say so. I would say it's, in my opinion, better than Metaverse Champions. I think it offers way more content to do, which is a good thing. Some people complain that it's, yes, it is harder to unlock items. Yes, there was more items to get in Metaverse Champions, but who the fuck cares? Most of the items in Metaverse Champions were way more dog shit looking compared to these ones, I will admit. So I think this is better than Metaverse Champions, but will I go as far as saying it's better than a Roblox egg hunt? I would say no. I think in certain ways, this obviously is completely different than Roblox egg hunt. You have to go to 100 different games and complete quests that revolve around no eggs. Yes, some of these quests are Easter egg themed, and even Brookhaven's you had to go and collect eggs, but it still isn't a classic Roblox egg hunt, which I do miss. I think the main reason on why they're not bringing it back is because it's the same old thing. It's the same old formula every time. Yes, they changed it up and made it so you have to do certain quests, go to different worlds and the other egg hunts. It was still the same formula where you just run around and you collect eggs. And I think they just thought maybe it was becoming a little repetitive, so they wanted to switch things up. So my personal opinion, yes, I do miss a Roblox egg hunt, but I do really like this event as well. And I like any event that Roblox pulls off. It just shows that they're doing stuff for the platform, and I really appreciate anything they do, even if it's not that good. And I will admit, this is not perfect, but it's definitely still really good and really fun to play. It's just an optional experience that you can do, and I highly recommend trying it out. And one of my main complaints though with this is over here on the limited time offer. Now this one is not a good example because this is not expensive really, but We're gonna look at a couple others right after this. So they'll do these limited time offers, basically forcing you, not necessarily forcing you, but putting it in your face that buy this now. It's like there's old commercials that say, if you call now, you get this limited time offer, but you only have 10 hours to do so. Do it right now or I'm gonna nuke your entire household. But the other day they had this controversial Vault sword pack. Look at that price. That's chump change, man. That's literally pocket change. 36,000 Robux. That is more expensive than the ROBLOX Deathwalker. That is $360 worth for one sword pack. Now, obviously, it's totally optional. You don't have to buy this, but goddamn, those prices seem so money hungry. But I do think they should make it a little more affordable, to be honest. So the final question is ROBLOX The Hunt good or bad? And I will say wholeheartedly, it is good. Now, it isn't the best, definitely not, but I think it is definitely good for the community, good for developers, especially good for new players as well, and a great way to find new games if you only stick to one game. But overall, I'm not complaining. I like The Hunt. It isn't perfect once again, but I like it, and that's pretty much it. Those are my opinions on ROBLOX The Hunt.